What up, YouTube? It's your girl, Jimmi Pynk, and I have a motherfucking problem with Watch Mojo. This is my third attempt trying to do this video because I'm trying to cut it down to kind of match the speed and the amount of time of their videos. So, let me tell you my problem with Watch Mojo. Watch Mojo don't know shit about rappers. Watch Mojo don't know shit about hip-hop, and they refuse to hire a motherfucking writer to know anything about it. There's been several Watch Mojo videos. If you don't know who Watch Mojo is, they're big on YouTube. They basically do top 10 lists, and every top 10 list they do has got to do with rappers or hip-hops they fuck up bad. Today's list, what I watched, was top 10 worst names for rappers. And I'm going to give you their top 10 and their honorable mentions. So number 10 was Mr. Cheeks from the Lost Boys. Number 9 was Slim Jesus, who ain't even a rapper to me, so shouldn't even be on the list. Number 8 is Shaggy 2 Dope from Insane Clown Posse. Number 7 was Chameleonaire. Number 6 was Waka Flocka Flame. Number 5 was Vanilla Ice. Number 4 was Chingy. Number 3 was Bubba Sparks. Number 2 was Soulja Boy Tell 'Em, and number 1 was Flo Rider. Honorable mentions were Little Bow Wow, Little Scrappy, Shorty Shit Stain, and Hobson. Now, first and foremost, Shorty Shit Stain should be number 1. That is the worst fucking name ever. That sounds like a cartoon character from Bebe's Kids to me. Like, we don't die, we multiply. Like, that sounds like that's who Shorty Shit Stain is. I want to go over the names that I feel like were not bad, that should not have necessarily been in the top 10. Mainly, my main thing was Bubba Sparks. When you are a rapper and you're giving yourself a name, you got a few. You got Keith Murray, you got Kanye West to go by their government name. For the most part, we dub ourselves as MCs and DJs and graffiti artists. We brand ourselves the way we want to be perceived. So the name means a lot. Bubba Sparks, I feel like, when he came out, and if y'all remember, and if y'all don't, go back and look up Bubba Sparks Ugly. He had music before Miss New Booty. His first video, Ugly. Y'all so saturated with these G-Eazy's and these motherfucking white motherfuckers that's out now that the game is so saturated that y'all forget that it used to be very rare for a white rapper to make it. It used to be rarer. So you have this, I'm not going to say fat because I just think he was thick, but you got this thick white boy straight up from down south. The video is him basically explaining to you like, yes, I do hip hop, but I'm country. I'm a redneck too. Don't get it twisted. What's a better name than Bubba Sparks? Now, what Watch Mojo was saying was that because he had the triple X at the end of his name, it made him sound like a porn star. But if you go back to like the old like Looney Tune cartoons or like the Beverly Hillbilly or any old show where they were showing moonshine, that you couldn't say that it was moonshine, it was a jug with 3 X's on it. That's why his name was Bubba Sparks. He was basically trying to tell you, I'm country as hell. I'm a big old country white boy. Perfect. I don't see how that's a bad name. Flo Rider at number 1 kind of blew my mind too. Like, yes, we all agree Flo Rider is corny as fuck. We all agree. But the fact that his name is Florida and he's from Florida and he took that and made 2 different words that actually make sense in hip hop. Like, if you a Flo Rider, that means you spit easy, you ride the beat. It's not a bad name. A lot of these people, I think, made the list because they were less than good rappers. Vanilla Ice, perfect example. Vanilla Ice is synonymous with the corny white boy that's faking the funk, right? He was like the first big white rapper, not including the Beastie Boys, but he was faking the front and boo, Vanilla Ice. But once again, white boys used to couldn't make it in rap. And when you have a whole bunch of rappers and it's a male, black, dominated genre and you have something that makes you stick out. So this is also a time where Ice was very, very popular. So you had Ice-T, Ice Cube, Just Ice. I'm sure there's some other ones I didn't name. But Ice was something that people used. And people was already calling him MC Vanilla. Now, if your name would have been MC Vanilla, that would have been a horrible fucking name. Vanilla Ice, not a bad name. Excuse me. And a lot of these names, you have to understand, it has to be the time and when it came out, what was popular. Like, you have the era of everybody's name was MC. You have the era that everybody was little or big something. You have the era where everybody was Dana Dane, Marley Marl. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had to have letters in their name and it meant something. DJ, a lot of people's name was DJ and they weren't even DJs. Like, so you have to keep that into consideration of the time and when their names came out too. Shaggy 2 Dope to me is not a bad name. Like, looking at what Insane Clown Posse does, I think it fits. I like Shaggy 2 Dope. I don't think that's a bad name. Lil Bow Wow, for y'all who don't know, he started out as a kid with Snoop. Snoop named him Lil Bow Wow. Basically calling him Lil Snoop. Duh. Lil Scrappy, I do not understand why it's on the list. I don't see what's wrong with that. I just don't. Like I said, Shorty Shit Stain, honorable mention my ass, that's number 1 with a bullet. And Hobson, please correct me if I'm wrong, comment below, let me know. But Hobson is that dude's real last name, right? So that's his government name. His name is Hobson, like his last name is Hobson, right? So how is that a bad name if that's your name? Okay. So I came up with some names of rappers and I put them in categories that I felt like were way worse than the people that were on this list. Soulja Boy Tell Me is terrible. But if you drop the Tell Him, Soulja Boy ain't bad. Slim Jesus, he ain't the first person to have Jesus on his name, which we will find out on this list. I think the fact that his rap name is Slim Jesus, again, I think a lot of these people is on the list just because of how terrible of rappers they are. And not because their name is really that bad. But anyway, these are rappers that I actually like, but if you really think about it, they have terrible names. I do understand some of them do have a story behind them, but really the names are not really that good, okay? First and foremost, I said it was going to come back to Jesus. Old Dirty Bastard. Really? Old Dirty Bastard, but did it not fit him, though? Did it not fit him to a T? And then, you know, later on he wanted to change his name to Big Baby Jesus. That was, like, really terrible. But Old Dirty Bastard, it's a bad name if you didn't know who Old Dirty was, but didn't it describe exactly his style, the way he rapped? Like, he rapped with that voice that kind of made him sound like he was like a wino on the street. He sounded like an Old Dirty Bastard. My heart, my love, like the one person right now that I'm totally fucking fangirling over, Childish Gambino. Now, I love the story behind his name because I remember when they did have the Wu-Tang name generator. I don't remember. I just think it's kind of cool that he remember what his is because I didn't. And I'm sure a lot of y'all people that's like my age that was Wu-Tang fans, I'm sure y'all did too. And he just was like, he put it in, it stuck, and he stayed with it. Which, by the way, he will be dropping that. He's going to be going by Donald Glover from now on. My understanding. Let me know below if I got that, if I heard that wrong. But I thought I read an article where he was going to start going by Donald Glover. Eminem is a terrible fucking name. Sorry about it. You want to be a hardcore rapper and you named after the motherfucker Candy? Like, not even no hardcore Candy either. You ain't like my name 100 Grand. 100 Grand would be a dope name. My name 100 Grand. Like, Eminem is like 2 seconds off of your name being Mike and Ike. Like, it's not dope at all. He's dope. And I understand them as his initials, but it's terrible. Let's keep it 100. Another one, True Boy from De La Soul. First of all, that doesn't even sound cute. True Boy does not even sound cute. Second of all, nigga, is that yoga spelled backward? Okay. Fabulous. I gotta tell y'all why that's terrible. Because you took a word that would be perfectly fine and just misspelled it. And I swear to God, I think your name is Fabulous and you just wrote it one day and misspelled it and now that's your name. But you made it work for you because sometimes, you call yourself F-A-B-O. I'm not quite sure if that will work with F-A-B-U. So, who's to say? Killer Priest. A lot of Wu-Tang names is just bad. Killer Priest. That sounds like a heavy metal band. I put these two together. Action Bronson and Guilty Simpson. So y'all motherfuckers just took somebody that was famous, took their last name, and made their first name what they famous for. So Action Bronson took Charles Bronson because he was in an action movie. You just said Action Bronson. And Guilty Simpson just said, well, I think O.J. Simpson guilty, so Guilty Simpson. The final person I have on the list, these are the rappers that I like that have bad names. And I had to think about this one. Like, I came back and put her on the list because at first I thought she was clever. And then I was like, once I gathered, I was like, boo. And that's Snow the Product. Now, at first, I was like, well, I understand because I do know the story of Snow, like the dude that did the reggae back in the day, Informer. And I do know like that he grew up in like the projects up in Toronto. He did hang out with all black dudes that called him Snowman. Like that was just the nickname he had. And very well, I'm very, very glad that you decided to come out as Snow and not Snowman. And I don't think he would have got as much flack if Vanilla Ice wouldn't have came before him and people thought that Snow was fake and wasn't really living that, wasn't really about that life, and he really was. Matter of fact, he could never get no bigger over here because when Informer blew up, he was on probation, so he couldn't get a visa to come to the United States to capitalize on his success. Like, he was really for real about that life. Like, so my thinking was, well, if you already got an artist and like you probably the same thing, you probably be with people, they probably call you Snow Bunny, Snow White, some shit that you would not come out as a rapper, but that's your name that people been calling you Snow. So I'm like, Snow the Product. And then I just thought about it and I said, Snow the Product, as in Snow the Product, bitch bye. Okay, so now but those are the rappers that I like that I'm like, but y'all got terrible names. These are the rappers who suck and have bad names. Sage the Gemini. I'm not even gonna say anything else about that. Gutta. I'd have been alright with Gutta, Gutta, because you're from the gutter. I get it. But Gutta, Gutta, we as rappers, we always got to change the spelling of this shit. I'm guilty too. My name is Jimmy Pynk. Pynk with a Y and not an I. Jimmy with the I, Pynk with a Y. So we do that. But Gutta. Okay. Ty Dolla Sign. And then it has a dollar sign in the word sign. Ty Dolla Sign? What was wrong with Ty Money? Ty Cash? Ty Racks? Ty Coins? Okay, Ty Coins is kind of bad, but Ty Dolla Sign is really just doing the most. Did you get your name? Some of these people I'm like, y'all, some of these people I'd be like, y'all watch RuPaul's Drag Race because Ty Dolla Sign, did you get your name off of Dax exclamation point? Some of y'all names sound like they could be drag queens, just saying. God bless the dead, but Chinks drugs. Well, that's what you want to present. That's what you presented. Chinks drugs, like, why? There's so many more clever ways to do that sort of thing to me that you don't have to just be so blatant. Like I said, Ty Dolla Sign. What was wrong with Ty Racks, Ty Cash? Ty Money sound way better. Like, same thing with Chink's Drugs. Like, at least I'll give Snow the product that. OJ the Juice Man. Him and Guilty Simpson should just do a damn album together. No, please don't do that, Guilty Simpson. Please don't do that. OJ the Juice Man. Enough said. Gucci Mane. No, thank you. Plies. Now, I'm going to tell you why Plies is a terrible name. Plies is such a terrible fucking name because do you know his name is Plies? Because with the inflection of that down south accent, he got the game on lock like a pair of plies. Like a pair of plies. Pliers. Like a pair of plies. Got a double header coming up. 2 Chainz. You know what? I wish I had listed this better because I was about to say another name on my list like that would just be saying like, hi, my name is Earl Sweatshirt. Well, shit, he on the list too. 2 Chainz. Cut it out. But his name used to be, but thank you for 2 Chainz because his name used to be Titty Boy. Like, I thought all you wanted for your birthday was a big booty hoe, but apparently you're a breast man. Who knew? Fetty Wap, because your name is Money Twice. Like, you and Ty Dolla Sign need to, like, he too literal and you got too many. Like, fettuccine cheese is already money. Guap green is already money. So your name is Money. Shout out to the rap critic because I think he said that. Somebody said that before, but I had already said it in my mind. But I'm like, when I just did that in the video, I'm like, I heard that before, so let me give credit. I think it was the rap critic, Bobby Shmurda. This is a case of you might as well have just been literal. You might as well have just been Bobby Murder because it would have sounded better. Bobby Murder, B Murder, something. Bobby, that would have motherfucking been dope. I do like a good pun. Instead of Bobby Shmurder, how about Bobby Slay? Bobby Slayer? Something. Not Shmurder. Because you know what Shmurder sounds like? It sounds like when you're making fun of somebody. I'm trying to give you the example. Like when they're like, and you're like, oh, with your schmancy fancy pants. Like Bobby Shmurder, it sounds like you're making fun of yourself. Your name sounds like a joke. Finally, and I'm going to go ahead and end this video and I'll do a part 2 because I don't want a 40-minute video. OT Genesis. Actually, I take that back. His song is just terrible. That name ain't that bad, except for I don't think you spelled Genesis correctly. And I don't think it was meant to be spelled incorrectly on purpose. So anyway, that concludes part 1 of my Watch Mojo rant. I'll be back for part 2.